In the heart of a dense, uncharted forest, a man named David found himself stranded after a plane crash. He was the sole survivor, and as he stood amidst the wreckage, a wave of despair washed over him. He had no way of knowing that this remote wilderness was to be the backdrop for a profound revelation about God's plan. David had always been a devout man, and from the moment he realized he was stranded, he turned to prayer. Each day, he knelt on the forest floor and beseeched God to guide him back to his family. He prayed with fervor and conviction, convinced that God would hear his cries. Weeks turned into months, and David's faith remained unshaken. But as the days passed with no sign of rescue, his hope began to wane. Doubt crept into his heart, and one evening, as the rain poured down, he cried out to the heavens, "God, why have you forsaken me? I've prayed, and I've waited, but I'm still here, alone and lost." That very night, as David lay in his makeshift shelter, a fierce storm raged through the forest. Lightning struck a nearby tree, igniting a fire that rapidly engulfed the area. David fled from the flames, his clothes singed and his spirit shattered. He felt betrayed by the very God he had always trusted. Days turned into a desperate battle for survival. David faced dangerous wild animals, treacherous terrain, and starvation. But just as he had reached the brink of despair, something remarkable happened. A group of hikers, lost in the forest themselves, stumbled upon him. They had been searching for a way out and were overjoyed to find another human being. With their help, David was guided out of the wilderness and reunited with his family. It was a moment of indescribable joy and relief. As he held his loved ones close, he couldn't help but wonder why God had allowed him to endure such hardship. In time, as David reflected on his ordeal, he began to see a different perspective. He realized that it was through his trials in the forest that he had discovered a newfound strength and resilience within himself. He had learned to appreciate the simple blessings of life, and he had encountered the kindness of strangers who had saved him. It was then that he understood. God had been with him all along, but his plan was not to magically transport him home. Instead, God's plan had been for David to undergo this journey of self-discovery, to find faith not only in prayer, but also in his own inner strength and in the kindness of others. David's forest ordeal tested his faith amidst hardship. He discovered God's hidden but purposeful plan. With newfound belief, he embraced life's path, knowing a divine plan awaited in its wilderness.